ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. In today's session, we will start off with another Ashwina Sukta from Paura Rishi. Suktam 74, Chandas Anushtup, Necharit Kushto Devavashvinadya. O resplendent Ashwins, you engage your mind on noble thoughts and shower happiness. You please come from the space and be seated on the earth. A man free from three kinds of worries, or a devourer of three kinds of knowledge, is serving you from all sides. Listen to his words, please. This is an invitation to Ashwins to come and hear the riks in this Sukta of the seer of the Sukta. Kuhatya Kuhanu Suta 74.2. O resplendent truthful Ashwins, where are you? Where are you known to be living in the space? Whom do you try to teach and train? Who is your praiser in the midst of streams of praises? Ashwins are to be considered as Paramatma Jivatma twin here. 5.74.3. Kam yatha kam ha gachatha. O Ashwins, whom do you visit? Whom do you approach? To whom do you direct your charming chariot? Whose Vedic praises you like best? We long for you for the fulfillment of our noble desires. No comments. Pauram Chid Tyuda Prutam. O fillers of life essence, Ashwins, you please approach a man of peaceful disposition, peaceful like still water. You approach a good citizen engaged in a series of good works and gladden him. In a place occupied by your foes, you attack them like a lion to gladden a good man. Ashwins gladden men of good disposition and destroy wicked men. Pra Chevana Jujurusho 74.5. From a decayed old man with shaking limbs, you remove the old age cover from the body, which is like an old garment. When he is made young again, he discharges his duties of fulfilling the desires of his young wife. Ashwins are capable of infusing new life to old decadent bodies. This is the substance of the rik. Astihi Vamiha Stoda Smasi 74.6. O providers of wealth of knowledge, Ashwins, each living being here is your admirer. May I come within the zone of your vision for prosperity. Please come with all protective powers and listen to my praises. Each living body is a tribute to Ashwins, Paramatma Jivatma twin. Rest of the Ruk needs no explanation. Ko Vamadya Purunama. O providers of wealth and knowledge, Ashwins, who among the many mortals adores you now? You are approached by learned persons. Who wants to become wise? Who adores you with sacrifices? All learned men realize their Ashwin's presence in the cave of their hearts. Some may invoke Ashwins by sacrificial oblations, which can be gross or subtle. Avam Ratho Rathanam, O Ashwins, may you bring your chariot, which is well praised among us, mortals, which is the most praiseworthy of all chariots and which takes us across many miseries. 74.8 and 9. May imaginary Ashwins come to sacrificers in their imaginary chariots to take them across miseries by revealing self-knowledge. Ashwin's chariot could be drops of flowing essence of Atma Soma, and speedy horses then stand for spiritual rays of Atma. Shamu Shuvam Madhu Yuva, O youthful Ashwins, may your sweet noble actions bring happiness to us. Endowed with knowledge, may you come towards us with speedy horses or spiritual light rays which are as fast as falcons. Ashwina Yatha Karhi. Last Ruk in the Sukta, 74.10. O Ashwins, whenever you hear this praise of mine, enjoyments relating to wealth and our wealth relating to you may be united with you. When Paramatma Jivatma twin hear the praises of an invoker like the seer of the Sukta, his wealth, desires and enjoyments get united with Ashwins, or all these become one with the self Atma, birthless Brahman. We go to next Sukta, Suktam 75 on Ashwins again, but from sage Avasya Atreya. Chandas is Pankti. Pratip Priyadamam Ratham. O Ashwins, a sage invoking with Vedic hymns leads you to your dear chariot, which carries many articles and is showerer of happiness. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. Seer of the Sukta is inviting or going to talk about Ashwins in this Sukta. May Jivatma Paramatma twin residing in his own body listen to this hymn. Last part of the Ruk is repeated in all Ruks in this Sukta. Atyayatmasvina Tiro Vishwa 75.2. O Ashwins, you are destroyers of miseries and followers of the golden path. You are givers of good joy and are carriers of water. As of old, you take me across all difficulties. Please come. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praise. Golden path is the path of righteousness or path to truth, from diversity to unity. Ashwins are destroyers of miseries and givers of happiness. No further explanation may be necessary on this ruk. Anu Ratnani Bibhrata. O Ashwins, holding many jewels for us, you who make the wicked weep, who hold abundant food and wealth, and who are followers of golden path, please come to us lovingly. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. Meaning of the ruk becomes quite clear, even if Ashwins are taken to be Paramatma Jivatma twin. Sushtubhovam Vrishanvasurathe 75.4. O showerer of wealth, Ashwins, the sweet words of praise of your invokers are established in your chariot. Your seeker prepares admirable food for the great you. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. Here, food implies the ruks of the sukta, which are food for the mind. May the great Ashwins listen to the ruks of the sukta. This is the gist of the ruk. 75.5. Bodhin manasa yatheshira. O Ashwins, you go to a seeker of non-dual truth, who asks questions to acquire knowledge with mind full of knowledge. By a fast-moving chariot drawn by swift horses or spiritual light rays, hearing to praises of invokers, may these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. Seeker of truth here implies seer of the sukta. May the self and jivatma residing in the body of the seer of the sukta listen to these ruks of the sukta and guide him to his goal. This is the implied meaning of the ruk. 75.6. Avam nara manoyujo. O leaders of men, Ashwins, may your horses or rays of spiritual light which are harnessed by or to the mind are dappled. They are fast like flying birds. May they carry you here for enjoying the praises with delight. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. May rays of spiritual light bring Ashwins to the seer of the sukta to this knowledge sacrifice. This is the substance of the ruk. We go to 75.7. O Ashwins, you are truthful, inviolable, and lots of all living creatures. Please come here and be well disposed to me, even from afar. You please come. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. More or less the same idea stated in the previous ruk is expressed in this ruk also. Asmin yetne adabhya jaritaram. 75.8. O inviolable protectors of prosperity. In this knowledge sacrifice, you honor Avasyu, an admiring invoker who is seeking your assistance. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. No comments. Last book in the Sukta 75.9. Abhudusha Rishat Pashu. At the appearance of dawn, sacrificers having brilliant perception kindle the fire. O showerers of wealth and destroyers of miseries, you are united with your immortal chariot. May these carriers of sweetness listen to my praises. Ashwins are united with the immortal chariot, drop of Atmiya Soma. Fire here implies spiritual light. Sacrificers meditate on the self, residing in one's own heart in the early morning. This is the implied meaning of the Rakam. Suktam 76. Another Ashwin Sukta, this time from sage Atri Bhauma, Chandas Trushtu. Abhatyagni 76.1. Agni is shining like the face of Usha. Wise men's pious voices have ascended. O possessors of chariot Ashwins, please come towards us in this sacrifice, which is progressing well in the form of discharge of righteousness or discharging righteousness. Ashwins are being invited to attend this knowledge sacrifice at dawn. In other words, the Sukta will be dealing with Ashwins. Na samskritam pramimito. O Ashwins, do not destroy what has been nicely prepared. Since you are being praised nicely on your arrival here, with promptest protection, please come to an invoker in the morning and evening and lead him to the path of righteousness and to a life full of happiness. This well-prepared sukta is in praise of Ashwins. With this, may this be acceptable to them. May they lead the sacrificers along righteous path to prosperity and happiness. 76.3. Udayatam samgave pratar ahno. Ashwins come at the milking times of cows in the evening and at early morning and at midday. When the sun has risen to the top of the horizon, and during day and night with their most auspicious protection. In the present case, drinking does not spread to others. Ashwin's Paramatma Jivatma twin is always present in the bodies of invokers at all times, giving protection to them. This hymn is in praise of those Ashwins. 76.4. Idam hivam pradivi sthanamoga. This only is your abode in good light. These houses are your temporary resting places, bringing food, water and vigor. Please come to this house to us from the waters or from the cloud or from the space. The whole manifested universe is pervaded by Ashwins, the Atma twin. And all living creatures' bodies are also pervaded by Ashwins, Paramatma, Jivatma twin. The Self is the permanent abode of the Ashwins. This manifested solar world is the physical abode of Ashwins. Houses of invokers or their bodies are temporary residents of Ashwins. Rest of the Ruk needs no clarification. Last Ruk in the Sukta 76.5. Samashvino Ravasa Nutanena. This is the same as 5.42.18. So we go to Suktam 77. Another Ashwina Sukta from Sejatri, and Chandas is Trushtup again. Prataryamana Prathamaya Jadvam 77.1. O sacrificers, invoke them, Ashwins, who come first in the morning. May they drink this before the greedy, miserly persons. Ashwins uphold the sacrifice in the early morning itself. Wise poets of ancient times very much admire Ashwins only. Ashwins, Paramatma Jivatma combination must be praised first, as they are givers of essence of life to creatures. Ancient wise sages always admired Ashwins, or they knew the identity of Ashwins. Pratar Yajadham Ashwina Hinota 77.2. O sacrificers, invoke Ashwins in the morning, early morning, and please them. One who does not approach enlightened souls is not respected by others. If one performs sacrifice, he protects all. Those who have performed sacrifices before are to be honored. These are simple statements of facts and require no explanation. Hiranyat Vang Madhuvarno Ghridasnu. O Ashwins, your chariot by which you travel over difficult routes has golden skin, is of pleasing color, is sprinkler of water, is speedy as might, and is powerful as wind. It is coming here carrying food articles. Most of the Ruk is just an imagination in the physical sense. Ashwins, Atma twins, provide food and water for living creatures. They pervade their body. Ashwins pervade their bodies, giving them a sense of life. The twin self is carried by drops of Atmiya Pavamana Soma from one body of a living being to another. This is covered by shining or golden colored spiritual light rays. This Soma drop is a creation of the mind, a product of ignorance. 77.4. You bhuyishtham nasatyabhyam vivesha, who with the help of truthful Ashwins obtains abundant food and is engaged In the distribution of food to the needy, he promotes the interest of his offsprings. He surpasses forever those whose flames do not ascend or who are non-sacrificers. A liberal sacrificer promotes the interests of his offspring. Wealth is not meant for self-enjoyment, because whose is this manifested wealth? It belongs to the self or Ashwins. Knowledge wealth grows by giving it to others. 5.77.5 Samashvino Ravasanodhanena, which is the same as 5.42.18. Suktam 78. This Suktam contains rigs which are carriers of implied meaning. It is from Sage Saptavadri Atreya, Devada Ashwinav, Chandas Ushnik Trishtuv Anushtuv. Ashwinaveha Gachatam Nasatya 78.1. O absolutely truthful Ashwins, please come here to this knowledge sacrifice and do not have any other different desires or ideas. Fall down on these extracted or born essences like two swans flying down to a flying down onto a lake. 78.1 and 2. Considering Ashwins to be Paramatma Jivatma twin, they are being invited to the knowledge sacrifice for hearing the Vedic hymn, this Sukta of Sage Saptavadri. 78.2. Ashwina Harinaviva Gauravivanu. O Ashwins, like two ordinary deer or a couple of Gaura deer running to a grass field, please come to these extracted or born essences like two swans flying down to a lake. 78.3. Ashwina Vajini Vasu Yushetham. O bestowers of strength Ashwins, please accept this sacrificial oblation to attain the desired happiness. Come to these extracted essences like two swans flying down to a lake. The Ashwins are being requested to accept this oblation, namely the Sutta, to attain happiness, bliss associated with Brahman. 78.4. Atrir Yada Yet Vam. O Ashwins, a man who is free from three kinds of miseries invokes you, who are brightly descending to the warmth of the earth, or like a wife soliciting the affection of her husband. You come to that man with the speed of a falcon, with the newest and the most auspicious wealth. Ashwins are descending to the warmth of the earth. This implies taking birth as Paramatma Jivatma twin in bodies of living creatures on the earth. Seer of the Sukta is asking to reveal self-knowledge or knowledge about the birth of living organisms. 5.78.5. Vijihishva Vanaspate Yoni. O Lords of rays of spiritual light, please remove the womb like covering which brings forth the child. O Ashwins, please hear my praises and loosen a man who is powerless or ignorant because of 7 bonds. Saptavadri. Birth from womb is being talked about here. To know how Ashwins enter into the womb of the mother at the embryo stage, one has to see inside the womb. A man bound to or limited by his 5 sense organs, mind and ego, can never realize this. So the seer is asking Ashwins to loosen these bonds or limitations. Bhidaya Nadhamanaya Adhamanaya 78.6. O Ashwins, you cut asunder and move aside his attachment to a tree for a sage who is afraid and is suffering because his 7 senses have become feeble, by giving him knowledge of the self. The tree here stands for the manifested universe. The bond to this material world or the unreality of it can be broken by knowledge of the self birthlessness. This knowledge Ashwins only should reveal to the seer of the Sukta. 78.7. Yatha Vada Pushkarinim. Like the wind ruffles a lotus pond from all sides, O Ashwins, may your womb be stimulated so that the baby comes forth at the end of 10 months. Ashwins are said to be stimulating new life in the embryo in the womb 10 months before childbirth. Seer of the Sukta says that Paramatma Jivatma twin has imparted new life to the embryo 10 months in advance of childbirth. Yatha Vado Yatha Vanam. Like wind or like the forest trees or like the surface of the ocean get agitated, in the same way you Ashwins descend or come forth along with 10-month-old baby invested with uterine membrane. The new Jivatma Paramatma twin is invested with a uterine membrane and the embryo grows with Ashwin's assistance for 10 months within it. 78.9. Dasha Masan Shayana Kumaro. This baby, who has stayed for 10 months in the mother's womb, comes forth. An uninjured life comes from the life of a living mother. After 10 months, a new living form comes out of the old living form of the mother. The same Ashwins are present in the newborn child as well as in the old one. This is the story of creation as revealed by Ashwins to the seer of the Sukta. It is interesting to observe that seer of the Sukta is more or less identifying Ashwins as the combination of Paramatma and Jivatma pervading all living forms. With this, we finish this session of the knowledge sacrifice. Viramastavat.